Before there were turbines, before the internal combustion engine, there was the steam engine. The steam engine powered the United States industrialization in the 19th century. But even before that, the steam engine transformed commerce on America's interior waterways. The problem had always been cost-effective shipping. Taking raw materials downstream on the Ohio and Mississippi rivers was relatively easy. However, bringing finished goods inexpensively back to the interior had restricted her growth. That all changed on September 4th, 1807. New Yorkers by the banks of the Hudson River looked with alarm at a boat belching black smoke as it churned upstream through the angry waters. None of the sailors seemed concerned with their ship. Instead, they stood steadily at their posts and watched without apprehension as the captain maneuvered the boat easily without sail. The gathered crowd suddenly realized that what they had thought was a ship in distress was a new kind of craft, a steamboat. On board, the inventor of the steam-powered ship, the Clermont, was Robert Fulton, who later wrote,
"The power of propelling boats by steam is now fully proved. The morning I left New York, there were not perhaps 30 persons in the city who believed that the boat would ever move 1 mile an hour or be of the least utility. Having employed much time, money, and zeal, it gives me, as it will you, great pleasure to see it answer my expectations. It will give a cheap and quick convenience to the merchandise on the Mississippi, Missouri, and other great rivers, which are now laying open their treasures to the enterprise of our countrymen."
Robert Fulton was the embodiment of the future American entrepreneur. He took a dead man's ideas, partnered with an investor to buy the dead man's rights, and turned what everyone else was calling a folly into one of the most meaningful inventions of all times. The investor was Robert Livingston, an influential and well-to-do New Yorker who had helped negotiate the purchase of the Louisiana Territory. At Fulton's urging, Livingston purchased the monopoly of steam power that John Fitch had held in a number of eastern states, and a vast fortune was created. By 1825, as Fulton had predicted, the Ohio and Mississippi rivers teemed with over 170 steamships carrying goods and people up and down the waterways of America's heartland. The steam engine itself was adapted to a variety of industries, and eventually to the locomotive, which would outlast the steamship. It started a pattern of technological innovations that continually re-energized America as they rushed through the nation's economy.